Hey guys, Willy here with something a little bit different tonight. Another review, but this time it's something a little bit custom. I've picked up a couple of Hot Toys TTM 18 bodies, and I've also picked up the full kit from CM Toys, Hacker World, which is the unlicensed, I guess, Matrix 1 to 6 scale figures. So we've got Smith, or their unlicensed version of Smith, Neo, and a cool little accessory kit that comes with the seat Morpheus sits in the first movie, and a little table with the phone, which is quite cool. All 1 to 6 scale. It's all to scale with the rest of my collection, and I'm going to put these things together and show you how they look. Just keep in mind, if you buy these, they don't come with the bodies. Obviously, that's why I've got the bodies separate. They're just a kit. So when you open them up, if you can see inside there, you've got belt, hands, costume, and I think Neo comes with the long jacket, shirt and pants, shoes, and the head sculpt. So, and of course the sunglasses. So yeah, you've got to make sure you pick up bodies. But in saying that, I think the kit of the 3 CM Toy Hacker World toys, it was about $100, I think, for all 3, and then each of the Hot Toys bodies behind there worked out to be about $55 each. So all in all, I'm going to have 2 figures with some accessories for just over $100 each. Which is good, but of course I won't know till I put them together. So I'll start unpacking. So we'll start off with Neo. Open this up, pull that out. So we've got his shoes. I'm gonna have to try and get the feet inside them, which is gonna be a bit tricky. I don't know that they look exactly the same as what I remember in the movie, but I could be wrong. I don't think it really matters if you're looking at his feet. You're probably buying the figure for the wrong reason. A couple of hands. You've got an open hand, 2 fists, and I guess they're for holding the jacket or so on. Sunglasses. Now these are apparently foldable. You can fold in the sides. I don't really want to try though. These are incredibly thin. I mean, they're thinner than a toothpick. So I'm not going to risk that. You've got the pants, the long sleeve shirt, which is more from the first movie, and then the long jacket that he wears in the second and third movies. Of course, his belt, which isn't going to be fun to put on, and then there's the head sculpt. Now, I don't think they're an amazing head sculpt. However, I think with the sunglasses on, I think it'll do. It'll definitely represent the character, and that's the main thing. You want it to noticeably be the character that the figure is of. So, not too bad, but as I said, not amazing. I guess it's a lower budget 1 to 6 scale set than the regular Hot Toys, so I guess you can't expect it to be amazing, but I still think it's okay. So one thing I've noticed here is that being someone who does a bit of modelling, miniatures, that sort of thing, I don't know if you can see, it's too much, the mould lines are still on the hands. There's still bits of it on the end of the sunglasses there. I'm just trying to, you can see it just sort of in here. And I expect that it's got some mould lines on other things. Yeah. Now we've got Smith. Just open him up. Smith comes with a few more accessories, but we've got the shoe, much more dress shoe. Definitely looks like the right type of shoes for his character. The belt, the notorious agent weapon, the Desert Eagle, and it's one of the more movable versions. There you go. So if you want to you know, try and learn how to strip your 1/6 scale weapon very quickly, I just managed. But what I was trying to show you is, you know, removable magazine. Yeah, Smith's typical sunglasses. And they are the right shape and everything too, which I think is quite cool. Once again, we've got mold lines, a little bit of mold line flashing on there, which is a bit disappointing. Same hands as the last one, so one palm, two fists, and then Smith, sorry, not the same, he has two shooting hands as well. Costume, we've got the white undershirt and then the suit jacket, the suit pants, and this bad boy. And the holster for the Desert Eagle. Before I show you the head sculpt, there's also this. That is a 1/6 scale tie. Now I have enough trouble tying my own ties, let alone something 1/6 the size, so I'm gonna just have to see how I go with this one, but you'll soon find out. Anyway, lastly, just the head sculpt. I actually like this one a little bit better than the Neo, the Keanu Reeves one. I think this looks a little bit more like him. Still the same problem, a few mold lines on the sides, but it definitely looks like the character, and I think with the sunglasses again, it'll look even more like him. The one thing I think this figure is missing is the earpiece. I always found that the earpiece was just very, very suited to their character. You know, it played a big part in the film, why they had it, and it would have looked cool. So maybe I can track down some sort of little plastic earpiece for him. Another thing to take note of as well is the necks of these are open, and they come with these little ring, and now that fits to the body, but it has to seat inside. They tighten when you fit them to the body. However, the problem you're going to face is that the head will still come loose. I'm not going to glue them or anything tonight, but I would dare say in the long run I probably will glue these two pieces together, and that way the head should remove from the neck quite comfortably without too much issue. It's been about an hour since I started filming this video. There's a reason I haven't shown progression of putting them together, and it's because it took, well, more than an hour. It's almost 1 AM and I started filming this at 11 PM. I'm a little bit sick of these figures. Look, I think they've come up pretty good. There's a few issues that I noticed. One is obviously the flashings and the mold lines, as mentioned earlier. You can see I've actually put the holster on Neo, and that's just because I thought he needed a little bit of extra detail, and I'm pretty sure he had one in this costume in the movie. The shoes were a little bit of a pain to get on, but it was just a case of just pushing through, get the feet in there, and then attach them to the body. They actually ended up being quite easy and resilient after I finished. With Smith, the main issues are that the shirt is far too tight for the body. It took forever to get it on, and to get it tight enough that I could actually do up the tie and get it looking somewhat real. And on that note, doing up a miniature tie really was a pain. But yeah, once that was done, he wasn't too bad. Look, there was a few seating problems with where the clips go into the hands to attach them to the arms. I had to do a bit of alteration. If you're going to attack anything that's not already complete and you need to put it together, you need to have a hobby knife and a pair of needle nose pliers. In fact, just dressing these things, because obviously your fingers are too big to tuck in the shirt, to you know, do a few of the little odd jobs here and there that need to be done. I had to do a bit of cutting. I had to do a few things to alter some of the plastic just so that things would fit properly. But in the end, I think the result is pretty nice. So there's Neo. As I said before, the head sculpt isn't amazing, but I think with the sunglasses on it, you can definitely tell that it's him. I do have the long coat for him, but I didn't realise, but they're actually real buttons. So I'm going to give that one a miss for today. I think that'd probably be one of the last things I ever do, is sit there and do up 20 tiny little buttons. And then you've got Smith, who I think looks really good if it wasn't for the difficulty in putting him together. But I think he's come out quite good. And once again, it's quite easily noticeable who he is, I believe. Now it also came with a couple of props. One is the little coffee table with the phone, which I think is quite cool. And the other is the chair. Now the chair, the legs don't the legs don't sit in on their own real well. I had to use a little bit of blue tack to keep them in there, but I've got them fairly solid now. And it doesn't sit 100% level on the table. It has a bit of a rock to it. But if it's just on display behind these guys, or with Neo sitting on it, excuse me, I don't think you're going to have a problem. Quite cool little line emblems there. So there you have it. The CM Toys 1:6 scale Matrix kits, Hacker World kits. Overall, I'm happy I got them. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more detail, a little bit more likeness, and a little bit more reliability in the casting of the plastic. But just to recap, for what I paid for these two plus the bodies to put them all together, which was just around $100 a figure, I think they've come out pretty good. I mean, a Hot Toys figure in Australia goes for 200 plus. So at half the price, I'm getting half the quality, but they're characters that I really wanted in my collection. And since the Medicom Real Action Hero versions aren't very good, these guys will have to do for now. Thanks for watching, and if you're into the Matrix and you're willing to go with something that's not as known a brand, definitely hit these things up. And if you do customization, I think any of the problems I came across, you'll be able to handle yourself quite easily. Thanks again for watching.